Alrighty, my friends, welcome in. Merry Christmas Eve. It is December 24th, 2024. We're going to do a review here of yesterday's market. Give me one moment. I just want to change something.
He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming.
We will have to change that later. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Yesterday actually had some really good price action, some really good trading opportunities all throughout the day there. As we came into the open, remember the market was pulling back. I told you guys the pullback made sense, but the bulls, ideally, we would want to see the bulls defend right around 50% of the previous day there. If they could defend that area and hold price above it, we were expecting the bulls to try and push higher. So yesterday worked out pretty much exactly how we were talking about it, where the bears pulled price back out of the open. We didn't make it all the way to 50%. They defended and held way above it. So that was a good bullish sign there as we started to get that defense off of the support and resistance level we had around 77.5 here, and then broke out back through the VWAP. So that began kind of the first clue here as we got through the VWAP, got up to this morning swing high. That may be that very scenario we talked about could be in play. And sure enough, from there, we just got a beautiful bullish follow through to the upside. So let's look at some of the details here. Coming into the open, if you did buy the first roadmap level, you did get a little scalp, right? It held, and then it held, and then we got down below it, and they bounced right off the next roadmap level. Even though they were just 2 points, 3, 4 points away, maybe 5 points away from each other, they held, and it was a nice hold to the tick for the bounce, right? And then held the back end of that roadmap level at 6,002. Some of you will remember that I gave this level out about midday. I said, let's add 6,002 to the charts. Well, there you have it. Held in the morning, right out of the open, get down below it, come up to the back end, holds it to the downside. And then we get our first nice appreciable pullback coming into the morning market here. They then get through the next roadmap level, which was the support in the morning, and then use it as a resistance here for the pullback and come on down. And we didn't get a nice clean hold off the next roadmap level like we did off the first two, but they generally held the area and came up and had to give one last kiss of the previous daily close there with a bearish divergence and basically a test of the 200. And then we get the continuation to the downside, where on the way down, we then bounce nearly to the tick off the next roadmap level, right? So it bounces, but then what happens here? They cannot get through the fast moving average, and then they continue to push lower. And there was a big divergence there off that high compared to the last swing when they gave that kiss of the back end of our roadmap level and then the fast moving average right there. So beautiful bearish opportunity right there. And then you got another 10, 20 points, 15 points to the downside before the bulls jumped in. And this is right where we got the rotation for the day. So this is kind of a unique day where the low of the day was not our roadmap level. But it came down and we got this bounce around 65. Again, kind of what I would say in the middle of nowhere here, because we weren't close to any of our roadmap levels. But found support, and this began the rotation for the morning, right? So we get the bounce to come back up, and then on the pullback, excuse me, notice we hold right at 77. That has, I believe, happened yesterday as well, somewhere around that area. Might be mistaken, but we kept coming right into it, holding and holding. Never really got down through it by very much there. And then we finally broke out after, right? So they had a little trouble in between these two roadmap levels here, where you can see pretty clearly that there's something going in the chart somewhere right around here, somewhere right around here, right? They come into it, they pull back. 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 Then finally, they get up, pull back, and in this case, missed it by 2 ticks for the bounce to break out, right? So they come up, almost every roadmap level has an actionable trade, even if it's going against the grain. Then you come all the way back up. There's the pullback off VWAP, very slight to the fast moving average, and then the pop right to the tick to the next roadmap level for that deeper pullback, right? And then for 2 tests, they have trouble here, right? Once, twice, pulled back to the fast moving average both times, little scalps right to the fast moving average there, and then bam, they continue in the direction of the breakout, right? So from there, they come all the way up, and then one of the most notable little pullbacks in here is right here, off the next roadmap level, where we get the pullback, and then they come all the way up, and the largest pullback of the day comes right off of the holy orange power level, right? So they pull back, they hold the back end of 14. I believe this is 50% of last week. I had to update that, by the way, Neil. And then we pull back and hold the 200 moving average, or if you want, the roadmap level, right? One tick in front of it. That then leads the next push, and there's the pullback to the 200. Notice all the pullbacks right around 50% of the previous week. Comes into it and fails. Comes into it and fails to the tick. Comes back up to it, pulls back, and then finally we hold the roadmap level and continue, right? And as we go here, notice that we are stepping right up. Once, step up to this one, get up through there, then we get resistance off the next roadmap level where it pulls back and holds hopeful for the push through, and then we pull back and hold that roadmap level to the tick both times to go ahead and pop back out again. Right, so right around all these roadmap levels and the moving averages, this is where we get our rotations and our supports. It doesn't work out perfectly every time, but you can see that for the most part, these are the areas where we're going to get beautiful entries into the market. Right, so it comes all the way back up, holds that roadmap level, comes up, and then the biggest pullback in this whole push comes right up into 31.5. Now, this might have broken through. Oh, it didn't even break through by more than 2 points. It does look like a pretty appreciable push. That was less than 2. That was just about 2 points or less. And then we get this nice pullback where you hold the fast moving average on the way down, hold the 200 on the way down, hold the fast moving average on the way down. There's even a bounce right off hopeful for a little actionable trade right to the fast moving average there for a 2-point scalp, 2-3 points. And then comes down to bounce just 2 ticks in front of that next roadmap level. There's the tag at the back end of the 200 that bounced out with a bearish divergence once again, right? So it's just, there's just so many little opportunities. If you narrow yourself down to a level and you look for your divergence, it's not going to work every time, but you're going to get these rotations that have nearly no risk. So it continues going, and this is how the end of the day worked out. After that pullback that we just looked at, they launch out, and then, as you can see, pull back to the fast moving average, pull back to the fast moving average, pull back to our level at 31, pull back to the fast moving average, and then finally pulls back. There's your, right at the end of the day, yesterday, a hold right off the 200 moving average with a bullish divergence for another almost 10-point bounce off of it. And then they peter out here at the end of the day, coming down, and another bullish opportunity right off of that roadmap level for about a 5, 6, 7 point pop. So a lot of great opportunity here yesterday, guys. You can see, if you zoom out, a lot of beautiful rotations right off of all of our general areas. Unfortunately, we didn't nail the low of the day in this case, right? And we didn't nail the high of the day, but we did get pretty damn close to it when they made it just in front of 45 here, right? So that brings us into the overnight market coming into Christmas Eve now, and there's really not a whole lot of movement, right? It's just, most of the night I was over here looking at it, and it was doing this. And I was just like, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any trading opportunities right now. But sure enough, and I thought that it's most likely going to inch higher, but I could not find an entry. And sure enough, we have finally pushed out through the high of Friday now. And we are trending up in the bullish side of things. So I'm very proud to say that on Friday, we got all the clues for a bullish bounce Friday morning before the market opened. And coming into Monday, I said if they can defend 50% of the previous day, which was right here, and they hold that area, we're more than likely going to see a bullish day. So ever since Friday morning before the market opened, I told you we have clues for the bulls. And ever since then, let's go ahead and bring up the higher time frames. There's the low before the market opened on Friday, right over here. And now here we are pushing to new highs compared to Friday as well. Or actually, I think we're just testing the high within a tick or two, just breaking through it. So everything we've talked about, even though the market was selling off heavily into Friday morning, I told you with my signals we most more than likely were going to see a bounce. And then yesterday, if we could defend the 50%, see a continuation to retest Friday's high. And here we are. So that should conclude the review here, guys. We are coming right into the open, and we have about 2 or 3 minutes before the market opens. And as you can see right now, in the overnight session, albeit a very, very choppy situation, look what happened here. We held basically from 31, bounced back and forth between 31 and the close. Got through that, came up to the previous daily high, pulled back, held the 200 and VWAP here for a double bottom with a bullish divergence, and popped out. And then this really would have been a great opportunity off the VWAP here very early this morning. But notice, came right to our roadmap level to the tick, pulled back to the VWAP to the tick, and now held the FMA for this bounce out. Now here we are defending that next roadmap level at 46. So let's go ahead, jump down to the shorter time frames. The market is about to open here. Bring this back in. Now I will warn you, obviously it's Christmas Eve. Market's going to close early. Around I think 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern today, so probably not a great market to be trading. But that is it, my friends. We will wish you a very Merry Christmas. We will not be here tomorrow, obviously, and we'll see you on the other side of the holiday. So enjoy, guys. Be safe. Have fun. Get a little drunk if you want. Have fun. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.